All right, we're going live.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. This podcast is hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the sport of bowling. You will get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this generation, who just happens to be the son of a living legend. So, without further ado, let's introduce you to the host of the show, Rad Rob Francois, Dr. Ocho, and the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 Live. I am your host, Rad Rob Francois. We are back. It's been a couple of weeks. Sorry for the lack of shows. I was on vacation 2 weeks ago in Florida. These guys are completely incapable of running a show on their own. And we had some health issues with my wife last week, but all is good now. And Johnny P and Dr. Ocho are united once again. Reunited.
And it feels so good.
Good night tonight.
You see them here. It's for those of you on audio podcast, you can't see them, but they're completely inebriated and having quite the old family reunion here. So let's start with you, Och, even though you're both in the same chair. Dr. Ocho, I've missed you, my friend. How have you been?
I'm good. Stop canceling shows and you won't miss me so much.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Because you won't talk to me at any other time during the fucking week. So,
am I supposed to?
That's what friends
You're
are for.
already swearing. We're live on Facebook, doing a live show, first time in
Swear all
forever.
you want. It's okay. Disregard the mask and the
fuck.
whatever you gotta do.
Yeah. Johnny P, how are you, buddy? You look so good. Glad to be back in New Jersey.
I've had nothing to do but focus for the last 4 days driving across the country. Life is good, man. Life is fantastic. I'm with my man right here, and it's an absolute pleasure to broadcast from New Jersey for the first time in 10 years, and I absolutely fucking love it. Let's go.
When Ocho and JP get together in Ochoville, it's guns a-blazing.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, Keegan. Hello, Nicole. Drew is here.
Happy birthday, Nicole, 3 months ago.
Yep. Drew loves the mask.
Talking to outside. We got to give a shout out to Drew because
And the bear.
I just talked to Drew. I saw Emma last night. Soda Paws, front five, front awesome, front amazing. But we got to talk to Drew real quick before we start. Drew, thank you for calling me earlier. It's a pleasure to be back home, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, good job.
I promised that guy I would do that. So
yeah,
keep going.
Good on you. Sherry Morgan White is here. We also have
Hi, Sherry.
Stephanie's in the house. So
hello, teammate.com.
It's going.
Let me know when all the Ocho comments come in too. Besides, we had the bear in there. So
you already missed Nicole Neff. Why would anybody else come back this
That's
week?
true.
I said happy birthday 3 months ago. Again.
You missed her tonight.
I saw her. I said happy birthday, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
This is gonna be fun. Amanda Cohen's in the house. We got Tony Cabrales. What's going on?
Who I spent the day with today, unfortunately under bad circumstances, and God bless Etta Sadler, 70 years old.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You're a real downer, JP. Holy
I have to pay respects.
I'm kidding. I'm the one that's
family,
really awful.
It's
I'm a rotten human being. It's all right. I'm Ocho. I do whatever I want.
Tony C says,
I'm so sorry for cutting you off 10 times, and we're
That's
only
fine.
Keep going.
Tony C says Vegas is missing you already. So
Thanks, Tony.
who else we got here? We got Wayne Chester in the house. Welcome home, JPJ.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it very much.
Belmo to become unbeatable in title count of all time. That's good because that is what we're going to lead in with. Belmo. Holy shit, guys. Look, when he declared that he was back after his PBA Association Players Championship victory in January, he wasn't fucking kidding. He racked up 4 more titles this year, culminating in his historic campaign with a PBA Tour Finals victory Sunday at Strikers Bowling at Angel of the Winds Casino in Arlington, Washington. Belmo capped off one of his finest seasons in style, rolling the second televised 300 game of his career in the championship match. Pretty impressive stuff here. 30 titles, 14 majors, 7 or so players of the year. Pretty ridiculous, Johnny.
You know what's crazy is I told you guys.
You called it
5 weeks ago. I said Belmo wins everything. He is our Tiger Woods now, at least this generation. The previous generation had Walter Ray. The previous generation had Don Carter, Dick Weber, Pete Weber. But we are experiencing greatness at this point. We are in the presence of a god.
You called it even like when we started the show, I feel like when your dad was on, when he was talking about two-handers and whatnot. That's got to be 6-8 months ago. So it ain't like he didn't predict it.
Yeah, he's and the scariest part about somebody like Belmo is the same thing that's scary about like Max Scherzer is they know. And when they know how good they are, that's when they say, okay, I got to figure out the tools to kick everybody's ass a little bit more. And he did it. And hats off to Kyle True. I love him like a brother and love him to death for his 300. And hell yeah, he's brought more people into the sport than anybody could ever name. But with all due respect, it's like taking Tiger Woods out of golf. I mean, we are in the presence of something that several generations may not see after us. And it's, to me, the sexiest thing in the world is somebody that is good, knows they're good, does what they're good at, and everybody does this when they see it. And Belmo's doing that. He's been doing that. How do you win 30 titles in 14 years?
And his majors, his majors alone, put that in perspective.
Man.
How quickly did he win that major? Is he leading majors? Is he behind somebody still, or what? What is it?
No, I believe he is leading in majors.
And again, he did that in 15 years or so, which it took Pete, I think was the guy, it took him 35 years to. That's not to diminish what Pete did, right?
Right.
But I mean,
Absolutely.
the guy did that in the shortest amount of time with less tournaments, I guess. I mean, to get the titles, not the majors, obviously, but to get the title numbers, right?
And also what Ocho's saying, against a pool of players that have all the tools, all the tricks, and like go out of their way to be awesome. And he's still that good. And he's been that good. And it's just so fucking awesome to see somebody so badass, so kind, so sweet. So he's in sync. To me, he's Mike Trout in baseball. He's like, I wouldn't change a goddamn thing about Belmo, man. It's so cool.
He'll give you a birthday card and then stomp on your throat the next day in a tournament, basically.
Exactly.
It's all business. But look, think of this, guys. He took what, a year and a half off because of COVID, because he couldn't travel.
Yeah, he couldn't get out here, I think, right?
He couldn't leave. He couldn't leave Australia.
So just imagine what he would have.
Vengeance.
And how about the fact that he did commentary and was freaking great at it?
Yeah, he can do it all.
I hate the guy because like it almost seems like he can put. He's almost Ocho, 2.0. Just do anything he wants.
Almost. Dave Wilmot says JP.
I don't hate him for his awesomeness behind the mic.
Right.
I actually envy it and love it.
It's appreciative because how are you that good?
I wish the sport would like get him in there, man. He is exactly what this goddamn sport needs. That's all I have to say. He's just the best. He's just the best we've ever seen.
Yes. Dave Wilmot says, JP, wish you all the luck in whatever you do.
Hey, Dave, if I come back to Vegas and you need some help with that electrostatic painting, let me know. Because I'll probably be back there in August. I just came home to see family for a couple months and figured what better time to come back to Jersey when it's summertime and go to the beach.
Yeah.
Rob, read that comment from Sherry.
Sherry Morgan White says, facts. Belmo is just a freak because he is not your typical two-hander. he's not just a power player. He's like a two-handed Norm Duke. He can stroke it.
She couldn't be more spot on. Belmo was outspoken about understanding and learning how to control the lane a little bit more, how to play him straighter, how to be a little bit more gentle. And ever since he did that, he's already had all the tools to be the best in the world. And now he's harnessed everything that everybody craves. He has control, power, and he's the best. And so what Sherry just said is spot on. And absolutely. And it's, for me, as an outsider who does not have that talent, watching people like Tiger Woods play golf or Jason Belmonte bowl to me is, or Tom Brady play football, is the sexiest thing in the world because, yeah, I mean, like.
Well, for you, you know how hard it is too, for bowling especially, because you know what it takes to be that elite. And you've said, like, I could, but I don't know if I could. And the talent was there, was the determination, was the grind every day. And yet these guys are doing it, making it look easy. So you probably have a better appreciation than just us jabonis who go to work every day. And you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Watching somebody like a Chris Prather or a Belmo or an EJ Tackett or a Simo, like those guys cater their entire lives in this day and age to this sport, which is so sexy to me. Like, it's, those guys don't drink alcohol, they don't fucking do anything stupid, they fucking go do what they have to do, they come back to their hotel room, they come back the next day, and they do what has to be done to be at the pinnacle of the sport. And just like any other sport, I mean, it's very, very cool to me to watch bowling turning into a true sport with the elite. And like going back to Ocho and what you said, Rad Rob, I mean, it's so cool. Drew Livingood says, do you think two-handed is the way bowling should go, or has traditional been underrated because of trends? Drew, I think that two-handed bowling is the future of bowling. You no longer have to post it at the line. You don't have to really, really reach hard. You have to stay aggressive, and you have to know what's in front of you. I took my thumb out of the ball, I don't know, 20 years ago.
I think that's what you were saying on a show about almost 6 to 8 months ago.
Almost 20 years ago, and I still have the control, and I actually have better direction now because taking my thumb out of it, similar to Tom Doherty, I can see the lane in front of me, and that's what the guys do on tour is they see it in front of them. They don't loop it anymore. They almost play the fade. They're always looking for the hold rather than the push.
Right.
And yeah, when you incorporate that with the no thumb, yes, absolutely. The new age is definitely 100% no thumb, two hands, and that's where the game is going. And I'm totally okay with it because it's creating an entirely new environment for people that want to get into a sport that they've never known that anybody can do, whatever size, whatever weight.
It's not. There's no prejudice to it or anything. And that was the first thing you said to me after watching me throw a ball 2 times at nationals. You were like, "You should take your thumb out of the ball."
What is Keegan saying, Coach?
Will Belmo become untouchable in title count? Who will be the one to take his records and dethrone him? I don't know if anybody can, to be quite honest.
Honestly, because I think the talent pool's going to mosh with each other and no one's going to run away with it. So Belmo's going to probably run away with it, and then everyone's going to compete for second because you got Prather, Troop, Marshall Kent, a friend of the show, all these top guys. I mean, there's 30 top guys that could win every week. And you mix and match that. They're jockeying with each other. So I mean, Belmo's going to take it, and then you'll be jockeying for second because there's not enough titles out there with all these good players.
Can you do me a favor, Rob? Put back up Keegan's tag.
And then bring up what Amos said again.
I will.
I think personally, in my generation, that I'm in the realm of Mark Roth in the 70s and 80s. Like, we are experiencing something that the world has never seen to a point that everybody behind it wants to do it, right? Like when Mark Roth showed up and everybody behind him said, okay, forget the balls. I think the balls came because of what like
Mark was doing
Ruff
to
was
it.
doing.
Yeah,
Right.
he was ripping the cover off it, so they wanted to make the ball do what Mark Ruff did.
Definitely.
So everyone else could do it.
But now Belmo says, like, I'll give you a prime example. Belmo walked into the World Championships when I ran the shop at Sunset Station in Las Vegas. And I had a red storm hit, a pearl hit. Anybody that's listening knows what a hit is. It was basically a weight blockless bowling ball. And he comes in and he says, JP, drill me this bowling ball. I said, what are your pitches? He says, I don't care. Just make sure it's more than 7/16 away. I don't care where the pin is. That to me was sexy. That was hot. Because when you have that much reliance on your own ability and all that stuff to a point that you can actually control the entire sport, that's when you know you got something pretty badass.
That was also the sport from 1940 to 1990 too.
He's taken a crazy game and simplified it. And this year he won 5 titles. I mean, won the PBA Tour Finals. The second bowler, I'm going to say this out loud, other than Wes Malott. No, there's 3. Francois Lavoie, Wes Malott, and Belmo are the only 3 guys that have bowled two 300s on television. And they did it convincingly. To me, that's pretty badass. I bowled a Carolier today. I bowled 2 games. I bowled 289, 300 with a radical Bigfoot. And I felt like I was on top of the world today. I can't do that the way they do it.
Right.
He makes it so easy. And he's so calm, so collected, so awesome, and so good with the fans that he's exactly what this sport needs.
Can we just make a point that JP's been in Ochoville for only a couple of hours, and he said the word sexy at least 88 times?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So I'm good with that.
I saw Stephanie Sheridan earlier, which is the reason I'm saying sexy out loud.
Gotcha.
For all y'all talking about that, I'll show you the jersey on the next episode of Stephanie Sheridan.
Number 1, Sherry says nobody is good with the plastic ball, is as good as the plastic ball with you. And as she said, of anyone that could beat Belmo's record, at some point it'll be Simo.
Sherry, nobody's better than me with plastic, including Jesper.
And put up what Emil said, by the way. Don't ignore what Emil. There you go.
Emil says, Ocho can take Belmo.
Can he beat Belmo? According to the Bear?
At Howell, he could.
Look, the Bear doesn't lie.
What is this, by the way?
No clue.
This is
EJ Tackett.
EJ.
EJ.com. Thank you, EJ Tackett.
We're doing promos on this. We're doing now. The next guest should be EJ Tackett just for this.
We have a legitimate question here.
Great bottle, and it says smooth as him. Wayne Chester says, Johnny, I know the pressure to succeed in bowling must have been great. Being one of the all-time great sons, did you ever entertain thoughts of putting on PBA Tour? Yes, Wayne, I did. I tried it for a year around 2011. I roomed with Ryan Simonelli the year that he lost to Rhino Page in the Viper Championship, lost to Norm Duke in the Cheetah Championship, and made 3 shows throwing a Storm Natural. And I did spend 30 days. But other than that, no, I just bowled a random tournament here and there. I don't want to like shit on bowlers, but what I did was I went to college, I graduated, and then I looked for a job and I looked for a wife. And I didn't have the commitment to the tour that the guys on tour do.
We discussed this in great detail. One of the archive shows, Rob, do you remember? Because I want to say it was a few months ago. I'm not going to do the whole 6 to 8 thing, but we were talking about, because when JP, he became into fitness, which does change bowling mechanics also. We were talking about, had he ever aspired, and he went into, it was about a 30-minute diatribe about it. I wish we could link up the episode, but check out the archives. Was it Wayne was the guy?
Yeah. Wayne,
check out the archives, because he went into full detail on one of those shows about it was my same question too, and I know him. I was his life coach. So
to make it a little bit like, well, let's condense it.
Condense it here.
What he's saying is, I got big. I was 230 pounds. I still had a small waist, but I got so big that my arm went away from my body.
He flared a lot
to a point that I couldn't tuck it back under my shoulder. So now I dropped 20 pounds, and now all of a sudden out of nowhere, I keep saying to everybody around me, okay, I'm back on the East Coast. I can throw it left and it comes back right. But the truth of the matter is my swing is under my shoulder. Anytime your swing's away from your shoulder, whether you thumb it down, it doesn't matter. If your swing if you have two separate components, there's no way to fucking do the right thing. There's no way. So what's happened since I lost the 20 pounds up top is my swing is close now. I can actually feel my funny bone grazing my oblique. And now I'm more committed to the shot. I have 20 pounds less under me, so I can hit the foul line a little bit more solid. And other than that, truth be told, anybody that ever tells you it's too different. Is that what you're doing?
No, not me, man.
You would never do that.
Not me, man.
You can't lift. You can lift, but you can't lift.
So you need to work accessory muscles. You need to do
Exactly.
your lunges, work glutes, quads, calves,
legs.
I mean,
legs.
that's your foundation.
Legs.
It literally is. And of course, you want your shoulders because there's a swing, but it's a pendulum. It's a big muscle movement, but your accessories are. It's so oblong because, again, going back to one-handed bowling, you're so asymmetrical. So your body has to counterweight everything you're doing. You're pulling everything from one side. So you need your big muscles. You just don't need them big. I can do whatever I want.
True. No, he's a freaking nature. Josh Solomon says he had to stretch to hug you, Johnny.
I want to bring him on the show. Can I send him a link?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
So
much for 20 minutes.
Also, Dan Benevitt's in the house. # humble brag.
You know, Dan Benevitt's, by the way, I gotta give Dan Benevitt's a shout out because he's also been a homie for since I was 17. He's always protected me, taken care of me. And he asked me a lot of very, very, very good questions on the show. And I never pull him on here, and I apologize for that. But with all due respect, the truth of the matter is you just have to, just like anything else in life, you have to manipulate your own body to do the right thing. The same way you have to do it with your mind. And what I did was I was tired of bowling fucking 620 every week. So I slimmed down, and I'm going to slim down to like Rocky Balboa weight. I'm going for 210. But even these last 3 days bowling in Jersey, I feel more athletic. I feel good, and everything is good right now.
But Kevin says you can be big. You still throw
a little loopy right now, so I don't even know where we're going with that.
Yeah, it doesn't
maybe
matter.
I need a mask.
Yeah, maybe.
What mask?
Pull back Kevin Brzezowski.
Oh, sorry. You can still be big and throw good. Stop fucking crying.
I can.
So, like, real quick, I want to talk about that thought, even though it's moderately funny. Am I cool right now?
What's that?
To do this? Can I talk about Kevin? Am I cutting you off? I see the mask.
All I said was I can. I just said I can.
Kevin brings up a good point because Kevin's super duper duper athletic with a huge fucking set of shoulders. But he's figured out a way, just like Belmo, Osku, and all those other guys, to get his swing under his shoulder. And whether that means drifting his feet a little bit left to clear room for it, either way, me with no thumb, I haven't quite figured out how to
You're always
generate
square. That's why. You're always
Exactly.
square. Holy shit.
Kevin has figured out a way to get that shoulder forward, very much like Simo, Belmo, and all those guys. And he's always been awesome that way, and he still keeps it in front of him. That's my goal. I would actually like to get my ball off my hand like Kevin Brzezowski. That's what I want to do. Yeah. I haven't figured it out yet with no thumb. The way Simo does and all that shit.
The way Kevin wrote that, it looked like he was going to write, Rad Rob.
And there's Mama Phyllis' mom. Obviously, I'm okay. I'm home. I'm with Dr.
He's in Ochoville. Nothing can go wrong in Ochoville.
I'm safe. I'm wonderful. And I miss your meatballs.
Yeah, don't we all? Yeah, I haven't even had them. Kyle Michalowski, league champs.
Kyle filled in for Steve. My buddy Steve.
You know Steve.
Yeah, everybody knows Steve.
His last name is Jaeger.
He's a disgusting liquor. Good for him.
That's badass stuff. Kyle fills in the last 2 weeks of our trio league on Thursday in Vegas before I left, and just bowled like a god. He just bowled so well. He kept my brain positive, and you know what? I'm gonna say that out loud, like real quick. Having somebody next to you that's positive, everybody feeds off a certain energy, you know, and if you have the right kind of energy around you, you're going to do the same thing. Kyle's always brought that. I've never seen Kyle frown ever, and Kyle whacked him the last 2 weeks of our league. So, Kyle, thank you for taking us to the first title in the 10 years I was in Vegas. You're the best, bro. Missed you.
Yeah, I mean, he really bailed your asses out, so good job.
He sure did.
Good job, Kyle. Todd Adams.
Too, so.
Yeah. What's up, Todd? Good to have you in the house.
There's TA. Best ball driller in Vegas right there, Todd Adams. Go see him at Sunset Station.
So getting back to
Todd or David Haynes, one or the other. It's okay.
To get back to Belmo real quick, it's his 7th. Well, he hasn't been voted yet, but I mean, this should be his 7th Player of the Year award, tying Walter Ray. And Belmo said Walter Ray was a big influence on him growing up, watching PBA on ABC, which we're going to be talking about off air here shortly. So if you want to hear our conversation about our favorite moments, matches, events from PBA on ABC, you can check that out on our podcast. Drops this Friday. Ocho, where can they find that?
Dude, well, I was cleaning out the filter today. In my filter in my pool was a podcast.
Which one was it? Do you remember?
It was probably something from Monday nights that we never do.
No, that's fair. So I also want to talk about Breanna Clemmer because holy shit, she set a record.
I'm
Johnny,
gonna say this out loud, Rob. I'm sorry. When are you done?
He wasn't going to say it quietly.
I've cut you off at least 15 times. So
at least, but I'm used to it. No, I'm just gonna say that she's only 24 years old, and she set a record last week with a 15.95 6-game total, which nearly broke the PWBA record for highest 6-game block. But goddamn, 24 years old, first woman to ever roll a 900 series.
Let me tell you something.
She had a chance to. She shot 879, but damn, dude.
Let me tell you something about Breanna. She's on Brunswick staff. I have never talked to her, never met her in my life. Earlier tonight, I went out of my way to message her on Facebook, and I said to her, let me find it. Hello, future legend. I'm going to show you my phone. Okay?
That's fun. I like it.
I said, hello, future legend. I've always admired you, but what you did this past week is flat out fucking awesome. Congrats on the win, and here's to many more unfucking believable. Breanna Clemmer went 70 over the first day of qualifying at the tournament she just won. I think it was Twin Cities. And then she bowled 231.90, and whatever she did, she missed twice in the next 48 shots. I want you to think about that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna follow that with the fact that I went to the Bones and the Russo's rev rates at Howell Lanes, and I threw 100 shots and struck 61 times. Now, that's a lot of strikes, right?
Yeah.
Breanna missed twice in 48 shots on a pattern.
So extrapolated, she's going to miss maybe 6 times.
It's
6 to 8.
so sexy to me. It is so amazing. You need forget the talent.
But it ain't house shot either. This isn't house shot noise. This isn't missing by 10 boards. This is repeating the same thing and hitting your spot, having the right equipment.
So it's not just physical. It's mental. Like, how do you miss 2 times in 48 shots? I don't care what the pattern is. I don't care if it was a house shot. I don't care what hand you throw it. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. When you do that, you're pretty sick.
You're doing something right.
You're pretty fantastic.
It's a little more than luck, obviously.
Heck yeah.
Correct.
So,
well,
Not to mention, she's got the most beautiful smile I've ever seen, and I hope she wins 15 more titles because that was so cool to watch. And she beat another good friend, Breanna Cody. I still call her Breanna Caldwell, but she's still.
You know, somebody named Breanna on this tour or something? There's only people named Breanna. I mean, that's not impressive.
But man, oh man, Rob, you are totally 100% right. Like, that is so. You want to talk about dead stroke? I mean, like, how do you strike 46 out of 48 times? Come on.
I agree.
Fuck everybody that thinks differently. That is so sick. So
she shot 237, 190, 289, 300, and 279.
That is just stupid.
It's
stupid.
I have no words.
That's that zone. I mean, they say in a zone, but like the zone can be so, you know, oh, I hit the pocket, but I had bad carry. Like she buried him and carried him. I'm curious what her couple misses were. Like, because if they were like solid 8 pins, then it's like you'd really be like, dude.
And you know what? With that many strikes, they probably
could have been.
They probably were.
And 1 ring in 10, maybe.
And you got to think about this. She's female. So obviously most females don't throw the ball as hard. They may not have the same rev rate. But she's killing it, dude. Like she threw games that, you know,
everybody teases her about her balance arm because she holds it out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't
gonna say a word anymore.
So aggressive at the bottom. She never quits on a shot, just like Walter Ray. If we're gonna talk about people that have the making of being the right kind of bowler, Breanna has it because she's aggressive every single shot she throws, just like Walter Ray. Even P. Weber will tell you that every time he 3-6-10s, he fans it early. Like,
yeah,
Walter doesn't do that. Breanna doesn't do that.
Stephanie said the 279 on the 900 was a wrap 10. Great shot. So, I mean, buried it and still got.
If you can come back in, what did she leave? We're actually really curious. So if she got wrapped once in the middle of that.
Oh, which frame you mean?
God. I'm actually, because Stephanie knows every shot of every bowler. I'm actually curious what she left. Like, I wasn't there. I wasn't in Long Island, even though I should have been. But, you know.
Ochoville is like geographically list. You're in anywhere.
Scott, thanks for being here. Hey, by the way, anybody listening, you got to hit that subscribe or that like button and all that other shit.
That's right.
There is no like button. However, you definitely want to subscribe to the podcast.
Just in case, because we have plenty of episodes on here, you know.
Yep. And we're also on YouTube. Just search Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. on YouTube.
Now you can do the whole like and all that gimmick.
And
subscribe. I didn't forget this time, Rad.
Yes.
Wrap
10, phenomenal shot after throwing a wild messenger of the frame before. So, you know, Johnny, I mean, you can bury it and get fucked. You can hit a little bit light and the pins just fucking explode. Like, bowling is just a weird sport. It's probably the only sport where you can throw a perfect shot and still get screwed.
There's so much good and bad geometry all at once.
Randy talks about it every week. It's one of those sports where you can be the excellence of execution.
Oh, like
BretHart.com.
Wow.
And not do the right and not get the right result. But in the same respect, people like a Walter Ray always are excellent. And the more times you hit the hole, I mean, everybody's chasing you, you know? So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Why'd you give me this bowling pin, Och?
Let's stand it for now.
This is Ocho saying he's using the restroom.
Getting back to Belmo for a second, 2 mitigating factors on his greatness. Number one, in the 70s, the pool of talent was deeper, longer formats, and due to the high prize money, more people wanted to bowl. 2, with no real tour, it is easier to get hot and win in bunches. Same house, multiple tournaments. Do you buy into that?
Dan, I love you. I know you can tell me what the weather is going to be tomorrow, but that's incorrect. As the years progress, the talent pool gets bigger, and the game is changing. I go through this with my dad all the time. Jason Belmonte is the best bowler we've ever seen. I understand Earl Anthony. I understand Walter Ray Williams Jr. I understand the haters that say that the two-handed game can't live up to expectations and they can't be prolonged. That's where I'm going to take Dan's comment, because I do appreciate what he's saying, but I do have to say this. My dad, since I was a kid, has said to me, you gotta go after, you gotta do this, yada, yada, yada. The difference is, in every sport, your shelf life is a certain way. In bowling, it's allowed to be longer. But why are we going to criticize the guys that whack them for like 5 years, 10 years, right?
Right.
Jason Belmonte had 3 PBA titles in 2011. Three. Go back. Check your YouTube videos. Anybody listening? 3. He's got 30 now. And he has 14 majors and a PBA finals win. Somebody write something. Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me what's wrong with what I'm saying.
Right.
Because my dad's one of the best bowlers that ever walked the fucking planet. Somebody tell me why Belmo's not the best.
That's right.
It's because throwing 2 hands in a game that's evolving every day. Is it because that you don't like him because he's from Australia? Or is it because you fucking hate the fact he can't do what he does? Which one? Nobody's ever going to fucking tell me that Belmo's not the best.
That was unfair.
Including Walter Ray.
Yes, it was.
Including Walter Ray, who is the best. Including Pete Weber, who is the best. Including Norm Duke and Parker, who are the best. Go ask them. Walter, Ray, Pete, Parker, and Norm are on my side this time, because we are watching the Tiger Woods of bowling right now. And unfortunately, bowlers are so thick-headed and so filthy and disgusting to a point that they're afraid to admit the fact that somebody's better than them. I suck at bowling, dude. I suck at bowling. I'm good on house shots. I look pretty. I would never beat Belmo or Walter or Pete or Norm, ever. Neither would anybody fucking listening. Your turn.
I just think that was unfettered.
That's true. Josh Solomon says, regardless of the circumstances, Belmo is at the top of the game. We could talk about number of games, number of weeks, number of tournaments, but facts are facts. The U.S. Open and Masters haven't changed in years, and he has won almost as many majors as the other tournaments. It doesn't matter what he bowls, he wins.
Rob, send me the link. I want to send it to Josh. I want him on the show right now.
Sure, because we got nothing else to do.
Thank you.
Actually, do you have the email? Because you could just...
I need the email. I want to bring Josh on. He's a bowling center owner in the Ohio area, and he's been a good friend for like 20-something years. I want to bring him in here. He's got a lot of thoughts. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
Is it cool with Josh?
Let's do that. You need me to give you his email?
Yep.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Ouch. Ouch. Talk. I'm sending the email.
God damn it, Ouch.
I'm hosting the show now?
Well, I have nothing to say of any sort.
I'm just here to look good. What the hell's going on here? I'm here to learn about bowling. I don't know shit about this.
Rob, I sent you Josh's email. Sherry
Yeah,
says almost 50% of the total number of titles he owns is insane.
Yes.
That's something no one has ever been able to achieve. That defines the greatest of all time. Sherry's exactly right. Like Earl Anthony came out on tour when he was 32. And he bowled for 10 years and he won 41 times. That's why everybody talks about him. Everybody talks about Walter because Walter's the same way. He may have bowled more titles, but Walter is the same way. Pete's the same way. And then we have Belmo.
Yeah.
And he kicks everybody's ass.
Yep.
Every week.
Yep.
Including one of my homies and who I think is going to be the next best bowler in the world.
Ocho.
Simonson.
Oh, I thought you meant Ocho. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry, Ocho.
Me.
What?
Yeah.
I thought I was the next guy. Emil thinks so.
You're better than Belmo. We can't tell the world about you.
Right,
we cannot tell them about you.
That's why we do what we do. I got you.
Get Josh's email.
Yeah, I sent the link. I don't know if he's coming on or not. There is a question for Ocho. I got to scroll back here because we overlooked it. Hang on.
What did you write as a joke?
No, I didn't. Oh, first of all, Josh says he's finding podcasts in Michigan. That's a callback to what you said earlier. That's hilarious. There's something about your mask. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it here.
What mask? What is this mask everybody's talking about? That's really starting to bug me.
I am wearing a condom on my short penis.
I'm protected.
Jesus Christ.
He's got a gun. I got a rubber.
I can't find who asked it.
If you're listening, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I can't find who asked it, but what is the story behind the mask?
What mask?
You know, the one
How about what's the story behind these freaking peaks?
I mean, we already know that. I mean, people want to know why you cover
What do
up
we know? We know I got them and most don't.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm 90 years older than everybody else.
Welcome to the podcast,
There
Josh Solomon. What's up, Josh?
I'm going to introduce.
Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you.
Rad Rob, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
The other
I've known this guy for 20 years since I graduated.
What's going on, guys?
Well, I didn't graduate Morehead State.
I was going to say.
I graduated Youngstown State. But this guy is.
I'm hearing a crazy
I want to talk about
or
somebody that
background noise.
loves bowling more than all of us combined. This is Josh. Family.
He's calling timeout.
He said he can't hear us.
He can hear.
Right.
Oh, I know why.
I can hear him.
I got it. Now we're better, right?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I still had Facebook open. My bad, guys.
Perfect.
What's up?
I just want to say one thing about this guy under me. He, I've known this kid since college, and I respect the ever-living shit out of him. He's created exactly what he wanted, the same way we have on this podcast, and you think I'm good as a historian? What do you talk to this guy? Josh, meet Rad Rob and Dr. Ocho. This
Nice
is
to
Josh.
meet you, gentlemen. I'm honored to be a part of it. I really am. Johnny and I talked when I was out in Vegas last week for nationals. Like Johnny said, we've known each other for a very long time. We all live actually Youngstown. We can talk about that in another podcast, but Youngstown's a good thing. Johnny, you got a little wrong. I'm not an owner, but I do manage one of the best bowling centers in Michigan.
That's almost an owner.
Always got the logo on. David Small, if anybody knows David Small. David Small's the owner. He owns 4 centers in Indiana, 1 in Michigan. He takes real good care of me and my wife. And we've got a really great place up here in Michigan. And Johnny talked about having me on. And I just like talking bowling, man. And Johnny is one of my day ones. You know, we go way back. And it's super cool, man. I like what you guys are doing. I'm just here to give a different perspective and talk about the things that we all love, you know?
So, Josh, I'm going to steal Rad Rob's introductory question for 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, you've tuned in to the show tonight. Are you consistent with our views, or you want to refute them? Like, how do you feel about what we've been talking about? Honestly,
man, I'm like the devil's advocate guy. I try to stay in the middle. That's my customer service background. But I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody on the planet thinks that Belmo isn't the best we've ever seen, they're wrong. Belmo has worked his butt off to get to where he is. He has amazing timing, amazing mechanics, and he takes care of his body. Because two-handed bowling, if nobody knows, is very hard on your body.
We discussed this actually one of the archives now, because now it's muscles that we don't know what we're using. We're using a lot more bigger muscles and the smaller muscles because there's more of a torque. It's like rocking the cradle kind of thing with a 15-pound rock or a 16-pound rock.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows the injuries that can come of these yet because this is a new technology.
If your core muscles aren't strong enough and you start doing two-handed bowling, some of the kids that start real young, maybe they develop those, but like over time, those core muscles are either A, going to deteriorate and cause injury, or B, they're going to get to be too strong. So if you ever have to go back to one-handed, you're not going to be able to do it. And I watch kids every day. I have an amazing coach in my center, a guy by the name of Andy Schneidel. I'm going to plug him. He's awesome. If you're in the Midwest, go see him. But we talk about it all the time. Like, we don't look for problems with a person's release because they can't get enough revs. We look for a problem in a person's game so we can make sure they don't get hurt. That's like the first thing we got to do as coaches.
That's a golf lesson right there. That's literally what they do at a golf lesson. They say it's already bad for you, kinda. We're gonna make it the least bad for you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna try not to hurt you, right? But I do agree that like the next evolution of bowling is two-handed, and what Belmo has done, and a couple of other guys, and I'm going to name them Kyle Troop, Chris Vi, have done with their games to make them extremely simple and much closer to the one-handed method, where they keep their bodies in line and don't open up too much and try to put too much torque on it. They're going to be the guys that have the longevity. I love Simo to death. I think he throws the ball amazing. I think he's the next Belmo, if I can say it out loud. However, if Simo keeps doing that bend that he has with his lower back, he's going to be in trouble in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I love Simo.
Exactly what you're saying is, and we brought you on this show because we appreciate open minds and
I've never thought a perspective like this too.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know me for 20-something years. Everybody always asks me, John, you should put your thumb back in the ball. You throw it so much better. Guys, my thumb hurts. I squeeze the ball so goddamn hard that if I don't uncoil it, I'm dead. So I took my thumb out to preserve my bowling life. Stop asking me why I took my thumb out of the ball. That was at least the last 8 years. And now that everybody and their mother doesn't use their thumb, and me, Tom Doherty, Jim Pratt are the only guys that take their thumb out and use one arm, now we're weird again. I'm like, motherfucker, this is what's normal. I was a baseball pitcher. I got big forearms. I got strong shoulders. And now my thumb doesn't hurt. Now I feel like I'm competitive. I don't have to be there an hour early. I will do my calisthenics. I'll fucking stretch and do all that shit when I'm home.
You never have to put tape in the ball. You never have to worry about any of that, the thumb slug or nothing.
I don't have to worry about it not feeling right.
You're smoother.
I ate salt the night before. Damn, I'm swelled up.
Ronnie Russell and Rhino Page, they tried to teach me how to see the ball in front of me. They tried to teach me how to keep the ball in front of me, like close my angles from 2010 to 2013. And then to this day, I love those two guys so much for taking care of me. Patrick Allen too. But what happened was when my thumb was in the ball, I just flat out couldn't do it. And I think what's happened with the change in the game is it's okay to be different now. It's okay to just not post it like that or rip it like Roth or fall off it like Dick Weber or like, those guys.
Or have your shirt untucked like Walter Ray.
Exactly.
Like where he yanks through it.
Exactly. And that's what's cool is you can teach anybody that walks into this sport to do whatever the fuck they want to do right now. And that's okay. And that's cool to me. And my dad was always, but it always teases me about that. Dad was always cool with that. He always said, "Hey, John, whatever feels good. If you want to bat righty, you want to bat lefty."
So you just beat me because when I was playing baseball as a kid, I used to imitate Yankee batters. I'm in first grade.
Hell yeah!
And I'm switch hitting.
Hell yeah!
But I could only hit righty when I played baseball. My dad was like, "Why don't you try lefty? Like it doesn't make any sense." And I started batting lefty. I'm like, "Wow, this is even easier. I'm hitting the ball farther. I'm hitting it better." And like a batting stance. They're so different. They're so unique. Yet at the point of contact, they're all similar. Everybody, their elbows tucked, their wrists are rolling. And
Rob, have you always been a lefty in everything you do, or do you do anything righty? I'm gonna ask Josh after you. Same question.
My neighbor taught me how to play most sports righty because he was right-handed. And he was about 5-6 years older than me. So he taught me how to play hockey right-handed, how to bat right-handed, which sucked because when I played goalie, I caught with my
that's right backwards. So now you got the wrong glove hand on.
Exactly. And I got all fucked up because I learned how to catch, with my right hand and throw left. But batting, I batted right. Playing golf, I did right. tennis right-handed. So yeah, I was pretty fucked up for a while because but
you're
it's
always lefty bowling, like you never
always
even
lefty
thought
bowling.
about the right hand.
I throw left, I kick left, pretty much. Yeah,
I ask you because what Josh just said is I can do this righty. That's about it.
Yeah, I can't.
That's about it.
I
I do everything else lefty, but my sister was an all-star shortstop, and she throws the ball righty and bats lefty.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like another realm. Like
I can switch hit. I can switch hit. I can't hit a golf ball lefty at all. I can I batted lefty in high school. Can't hit a golf ball lefty at all. It's the weirdest thing. I shoot pool lefty. Play guitar righty. I shoot a gun lefty.
How about golf?
What righty? What
I've seen it. Never mind.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but I bat better lefty. Can't swing a golf club lefty. The weirdest thing ever.
It is weird what we get used to, Johnny. Like, and it's just repetition. It's just muscle memory.
Try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand.
I want to ask Josh a question off of this. I want to, for like 2 minutes, I want to revert back to USBC Nationals or all this shit.
Open Championship.
Josh, how'd you bowl this year?
I shot 1922 for all of us.
You beat me by 85 pins.
676, 620.
What was it, you or the lanes? What happened?
Both.
Tell me about Nationals this year.
I manage a bowling center full time, right? So like I have a job, and I take my job pretty seriously, I would think. And my goal is to provide a place for bowlers to have events, right? So from December to like March, even April, I'm booked, right? So I don't have time to practice. I bowl 1, maybe 2 leagues a week if I got a chance to sub. I'm on staff with Brunswick. I love those people. They're great people. I'm an Ebonite staffer. The equipment's amazing, and they take real good care of me. And I've got access to some amazing coaching, but I just don't have time to practice. So 5 weeks before I'm supposed to go to Nationals, I'm like, I'm going to go practice. But I got this game room that I'm getting ready to open up. It's for these people here in Jackson, this huge game room. I'm trying to get this thing ready to go. I bend over, not even pick up a box. I bend over to pick it up. Back goes out. So now I'm down for 2 weeks. I got a week before Nationals. I don't know if anybody on here knows Bobby Jekyll, director of the Midwest PBA over here.
He's small.
He's a little guy.
He's
living in Jackson with his girlfriend. They live a couple of miles away. He texts me and says, "Hey, let's practice tomorrow." So I do 2 20-minute practice sessions. I jump on a plane with my wife. I fly to Vegas. I win a bunch of money on the slots. I see Johnny. I bowl Nationals. I shoot 19, 20, and leave. That was my day because I didn't have enough time to practice. I'm going to tell you right now, there was scoreability. The lanes broke down kind of funny for doubles and singles, but in team event, I threw it bad. I should have given 740 instead of 670.
So do me a favor for our viewers, from the right side of the lane, from a good bowler. What is your best advice for people coming out to bowl Nationals? I'll follow you, but I want to hear you from your side of the lane because it's definitely a totally different world from mine.
So I'm going to be honest. I have had some amazing insight from some really great bowlers. Obviously, I was out there with Bo Gergen's group, and everybody knows who Bo is. He's Mr. USBC, 862.
Let's go.
That guy. Him and I are great friends, and he got me in his group. So I got to watch Snodgrass, O'Shaughnessy, and those guys take over 4th place. I got to watch Andrew Anderson shoot 300. Yeah.
Nice.
I got to watch them, and I got insight from them afterwards. And, team event, you don't have to stay right for too long. The one thing you got to try to create is a little bit of hold, right? Some people think when the ball doesn't hook in the middle, it's hang. No, hang is hold if you play it right. So you got to try to create a little hold, try to break them down a little bit, and then you just chase it left. I mean, those guys were in super deep. Frank, Andrew, even the two-handers were in way left in team event, which is something nobody ever said to do.
Would you agree they never threw it right, though? They were always aggressive forward in front of them?
Absolutely. Always up the back. Try to get the ball started. Try to get it to read before the end of the pattern, which is what gets you good ball motion anyway.
What Josh is saying, guys, for everybody listening, is do not get complacent. Stay aggressive. Stay forward. It doesn't matter if you're playing 18-10 or if you're playing, 6-3. What Josh is saying is stay aggressive. The heads are. It's a new facility. Keep it in front of you. The heads are not going to hook at your dick. They're not going to hook there.
And I have to agree with Adam.
Absolutely.
Adam is right. You have to work. Adam Barta
Okay.
is right. You got to work together as a team.
Get it through the front. Stay aggressive, just like you would bowl on your house shot. And whatever balls you bring, it's okay. It doesn't matter this year.
Yeah, and doubles and singles.
Bowling with good bowlers, and yeah, I said it right. I said it. Yeah,
You got it right, Johnny.
Keep it in front of you. Apparently the heads aren't going to dry up or anything too soon, or stay at it. And if whatever your house shot dictates, I guess start with that and then move accordingly for what the shot at the Nationals is doing for you.
Let's talk about this guy that just sent a message. I'm going to talk about him. Is that real? Is that cool? John?
Your show. Your show,
cool?
dude.
Your show, dude.
Jim Rogers is like, to me, like Rudy. He walked onto Wichita State's bowling team and made the team. That's my homie. That guy does anything and everything that he has to do to make ends meet, and he's always fucking been there. What he just said just now is exactly how I feel. Jimmy's always had that gift where I have to do X, Y, and Z, even though I want to do A, B, and C. Rob, you ever felt that way?
Yes, all the time.
That way where like, I don't want to do this, but I got to do it, and then you get good at it. That's Jimmy. That's the guy that you just put that.
It's almost like bound by pressure. Like you're called to the carpet, so you have to do it, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, I got through it. I can do it again.
Josh was always like that. Always like that. Always like that.
Josh, I'd love to have you on another time so we can give you more time to speak. We are cutting it close here to our wrap-up time, but I do appreciate you coming on. And Johnny said, I mean, you are a historian and you have a lot of knowledge. You're eloquent in your speaking. What else can I say about him? You're a great bowler. You bowled better than John. No. But I would like to have you back.
Better looking than Johnny for sure.
You are better looking than Johnny for sure, even though he's taking selfies right now.
I'm Italian by osmosis. That's what they tell us in Youngstown. We're not going to talk about that though.
I'm still listening.
Rob, I really do appreciate you guys having me on. I'm for it. It was an honor. Johnny and I talked about it a few weeks back, like months ago actually, and then we talked about it when I was in Vegas. And I just love being on here talking bowling. Of course, I got my obligations and things like that, but I'd love to jump back on anytime you guys want me. I think what would be super cool is if we could do some kind of a podcast while I have the PBA 50 here in Jackson in August. I think that'd be kind of awesome. I can get a few of the guys to come on, do it straight from the center. So we'll talk, we'll plan. Rob, send me your info for real, and we'll keep in touch. Johnny and I'll keep in touch. Johnny, you should travel with your dad if he bowls a 60 in Jackson. I want you to travel. Come see me.
I'm gonna head to Portland, Maine, with the Snickers Waco Wonders. I told Randy I may need to commentate one game.
I'm talking August 15th.
Let's do a live broadcast when you're doing commentary.
With all due respect,
live podcast.
Anybody listening, I busted my dad's dick for the last 15 years because I'm so used to my dad being the best. And my dad is getting older and his legs are a little bit weaker, and he's 75 and still fucking awesome. Let's fucking go, Dad. You want to talk about unfettered? Talk to me about my dad and tell me one negative thing about him. I'll fucking shit on you in my sleep.
Like Amber Heard.
Johnny's a little fired up, isn't he?
I will.
She'll like Johnny Depp his freaking bed, dude.
I love Johnny Sr., man. He's one of the best guys that shows up in my center every August. So, no, I can't say enough good things about the Petraglias.
Johnny,
fecal matter.
Hey, hello, Johnny. Josh is complimenting you and your dad here, and you guys are just fucking
I'm
off.
sorry, Josh.
It was him. What? Don't look at me.
We're talking about fecal matter.
I wasn't.
Heard.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All I said was that your dad is one of my favorite guys to show up in my center in Jackson every August, and I can't wait to see him again. And I really hope that there's a way you can make your way down here too. We can spend a little more time. Maybe do a live podcast from there. Give the guys a little bit of exposure. But no, I really appreciate you guys being on. Johnny, you've been amazing to me from day one. We go all the way back to Youngstown, even though you're not originally from Youngstown. You know, you were born Italian. I had to earn it. But anyway, no, your dad is one of the best, and he's one of the best people I've ever known. I appreciate you guys letting me be on here tonight, and I apologize if I took up too much time, but I'd love to do this again and talk more bowling. I love it. And thank you guys.
Yeah,
Josh,
thanks, Josh.
Before you leave, thank you. My dad's biggest vice is also his biggest. What's the other
Weapon.
His biggest, yeah. He, my dad loves everybody so much more than he loves himself, and it's triggered in my DNA, which is one of the reasons why I drink so much. I don't know really what to do with a dad as awesome as mine, and to hear somebody like you say what you just said, and to be with these guys, like, that's why we do this show, bro. Like, we're not here for anything else. Like, we do this for that reason. So thank you so much for saying that. It meant a lot when I saw you in Vegas, and it means a lot to have you on the show now.
Well, funny enough, my wife actually really likes you. That's why she let me come on the show at 9:45.
Truth. Big time.
Josh, I appreciate it, brother. I will send you my info, and thanks for jumping on
Text
here.
me after you're off the show. I'll talk to you outside.
Yeah, sounds good, guys. Thank you for everything. You guys need anything, let me know.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks.
See you, bud. Well, that was unexpected, but that was awesome, dude. Really.
I'll tell you what.
Called an audible, buddy. Calling an audible.
Red Rob, I've been cutting you off all night. It's your. I'm so sorry for all that. Your turn.
It's fine, brother. Again, it's your show. You can do whatever you
He's
want.
going to say,
No,
okay,
it's
the
not.
show's over.
The only reason
It's
we
your
have
turn,
this
bro.
show is because of you, and I want the entire viewcast to know that this would not be possible without this guy. Please hit that fucking like button. Hit that for Rad Rob. Fuck me. Do it for him. Come on.
Fuck Johnny and like me. That's a t-shirt for sure. Johnny, I'm not going to ask that fucker because he doesn't ever know anything. Where can we find you on social media?
At JPJR07.
You know, Ocho, he's had a Twitter handle about 5 years less than you have, and you still don't know what the fuck your handle is.
I
It really
kinda know
aggravates. It aggravates
I
me.
know. What is it, Rob? Tell me.
It is at the DR Ocho. Everybody here in chat, we're still 25 live, 27 strong here in chat. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. We did not plan on going this long, but Johnny, it's his show. He can do whatever he wants. So we
Before
plan.
we close, real quick.
You
I
fucking
have
cuts me off
one
again.
thing to say before you shut us off.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Stop being so pissed at everybody else in the world. Take care of yourself. Be happy. Positive energy attracts positive energy. Just find it. Stop bitching and moaning about everything that's out of your control. Just be happy, guys. I love you.
And we all love you, Johnny.
That was some Jerry Springer stuff to end it with. Hell yeah.
That really was.
This
By
is when
the
we
way,
get it straight up 5. We can circle the wagons, man. We can do bowling. We can do life stories. We can do Springer. We got biceps. And we got Ocho.
we do. We absolutely
Oh, yeah,
do.
we do.
So,
We
guys,
got Rad Rob.
and you got me. I'm the raddest of Robs. Follow me on
Thomas John.
God damn
Bring
it.
him
What,
back.
Johnny? I'm
Bring
sorry.
him back. Thomas John.
He says much love.
Thomas John saved my life. Tommy, you saved my life. Love you, homie.
I mean, he can't.
Thank
He's
you.
only a thing. Like,
Tommy,
but
can you
okay.
hear me?
Oh, no, he can hear you, but like he's not going to pop back up if you okay.
Tommy, thank you for saving my life. Thank you for flying out to Vegas and taking care of me. I love you.
Fucking A.
Well, thank you, EJ Tackett, for getting Johnny lit up tonight.
Fucking
So,
A.
you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Rad Rob Gaming. Check out all the other 6,000 podcasts we have here on the Rad Rob Radio Network. Follow
8,000.
Follow us on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel, Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. This will be available in the archives for you to watch if you missed any of it. And check out all of our archive shows on our audio feed, which drops every Friday anywhere podcasts are found, even in Ojo's pool filter. We love you guys. Johnny and Oach, you know how I feel about you. I love you, Johnny, more than Ojo, but that's you got to shave your chest. bro. You guys are the hair. Fucking Italians, man. You guys are the hairiest people on the planet. I'm telling you. I got nothing else. Guys.
I need a wife to shave it.
That's
Come
fair.
find me.
That's fair.
Guys,
thanks for another great show. We'll see you next week for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. See you next week. Maybe.